Greetings and beyond the new, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dermy Wormy, and it's Superman week, guys! That's right, ladies and gentlemen, our big blue Boy Scout in tight red underwear is about to fly to a screen near you. And when it comes to some of the discussions about this movie, I'm still in the hopeful camp. I really want this movie to do well. I still see things that I'm liking from the actual trailers, and I'm really optimistic about what I'm going to be getting here. But I also have that old adage running through my head, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, because let's be honest, guys, James Gunn has not been doing any favors for this movie, and the marketing has been just downright atrocious. Whether it be the fact that James Gunn modeled Crypto off of his very own personal dog and not the actual dog that Crypto was based off of, the fact that he thought it would be a smart idea to change the ancestral home of the Kents from being a very distinct Kansas farmhouse to, well, a double-wide trailer from Missouri, or it's the very obvious removal of the American way when people are describing Superman, you know, truth, justice, and the American way. Oh, wait, no more American way.
James Gunn wants people to see Superman fighting for truth, justice, and, well, you know the rest of it.
Even though if you go as far back as February 1st, 2023, you can even see that James Gunn himself openly said that Superman does represent truth, justice, and the American way. But with the removal of American way, James Gunn found a decent substitute, I guess.
How much he means to the people of India, because he really is somebody who looks out for everyone.
Bollywood films. I mean, I feel like we drew inspiration from the color and the movement.
You know, Bollywood films and Eastern cinema in general is the most important thing to me. So that's really where I take my inspiration for Superman. It's from Bollywood movies.
You're a fucking idiot. This needs to stop. Now.
Though James Gunn is prone to lying, because when you actually try to figure out what the overall budget for this movie is, he'll come out here and tell you that it's about $225 million just for the baseline budget, even though tax filings over in Ohio actually say it's closer to $363 million. And that's not even to account for the potential $150 million to $200 million for the overall marketing campaign that, let me say again, is utterly atrocious. But now we have another interview with James Gunn in which he's really putting his best foot forward to try to entice audiences to come see Superman, and a brand new interview with the Times of London titled, James Gunn, some people would take offense at my new Superman. The director reveals why his superhero reboot has jokes, politics, and is only 2 hours long. He's the Man of Steel the world needs now. Wait. Go back a little bit. Has jokes, which is perfectly fine, but that next word, the very second word there, what was that? Politics. Oh yes, that word that gets injected to all your favorite IPs or franchises and basically leads it down to a path of ruination. That's definitely what people want to hear about right now.
You can't keep getting away with it.
But when it comes to that overall point, though, of politics that James Gunn is now making his movie out to be, we can go to his own words in which he says, yes, it's about politics, Gunn says, but on another level, it's about morality. Those two things are very different. Politics and morality are two very different standards, but let's not really get too deep into that. Do you never kill no matter what, which is what Superman believes, or do you have some balance, as Lois believes? It's really about the relationship and the way different opinions on basic moral beliefs can tear two people apart. Well, I can get why you would say that, but that would be a moral discussion, not a political discussion. But if this is all James Gunn said, I could just chalk him up to being a moron from Hollywood. But no, James Gunn would actually go on to, well, further dig his own grave by saying this. I mean, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. But for me, it's mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something we have lost. Following that, a reporter actually asked James Gunn a question saying, I ask if he has considered how differently the film might play in, say, blue states, New York, aka Metropolis, and Kansas, where Kent grew up. Yes, it plays differently, Gunn admits, but it's about human kindness, and obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it's about kindness, but screw them.
God, it's like you just use words you hear randomly to try and sound smarter.
Wow, that's very kind of you to say right there. It's all about kindness, but hey, if you disagree with me, you're a jerk and screw you. But hey, that's a modern Hollywood thing to say right now. And you can actually see what they're trying to ramp this up towards. They're already trying to intertwine Superman with the current issues going on in America surrounding illegal immigration. And last I checked, Superman wasn't a part of MS-13. Superman came here as a baby from Krypton and was raised in Kansas with very strong Kansan values, which are a little bit different than normal Midwestern values, and was essentially brought up as a baby yet again to be a full-fledged American citizen. That is, again, very different than an individual coming over here at, say, I don't know, 20, jumping a fence, and then getting into the country illegally. Real quick, guys, editing during me here, I literally just got done putting that video together, and it turns out James Gunn's not the only one that decided to put his big fat foot in his mouth about immigration and trying to tie it to the marketing of this actual movie. Sean Gunn did as well. Yep, that's right, his little brother. Sean Gunn talks about the MAGA backlash to James Gunn's Superman. The people that we support in this country are immigrants, and if you don't like that, then you're not American. People who say no to immigrants are against the American way. Gotta love it when Hollywood elites just try to do their hardest to tank a movie that people are excited for. But back to the overall video. But hey, why don't we wrap this movie that, again, needs to make about $700 million just to break even at this point in time, and wrap it up with, well, modern day political issues.
Forget number 6, you're now serving nonsense.
And just a moment ago, I mentioned that this movie needs to make about $700 million just to break even. We take into account either of the budgets that either James Gunn is putting out there or the tax filing says, and the potential reported budgets for the marketing campaign that, again, is just utter slop. This movie has to make about $700 million. And we tie statements like this into the actual marketing. When you come out here and say definitively that yes, this movie will be political and will be based on politics, as you try to interject this modern dayisms into your movie and into your marketing, all you are successfully doing is telling people that disagree with you on this notion that they shouldn't come watch the movie.
Dumbass.
Just take a look at the current standing for Marvel movies, for example. As they steadily became more and more entrenched in modern day culture war and political ideology, their quality started slipping away, and audiences decided to say they didn't want to be a part of it. And now when you go take a look at the Marvel movies, they're not breaking even anymore, and they're actually losing money every single time they put out a full-fledged MCU movie. Ignore things like Deadpool and Wolverine, or possibly the Spider-Man movies, because those get a little bit more nuanced with the fact that Fox was involved with Deadpool and Spider-Man has Sony, so not so cut and dry. But take any of your favorite franchises that decided to take that political jump forward. Where are they now? How did shows like Game of Thrones end? How is the Last of Us series doing right now? We can even take a look at things like Doctor Who, Star Trek, and Star Wars. Heck, and even in some anime corners, you're starting to see this. I'm a huge fan of Gundam, but Gundam Witch of Mercury can, well, just go away. And I bring all these examples up because each and every last one of them decided that it would be a smarter idea to bow down to the altar of modern day-isms, politics, and progressivism, instead of going out there and trying to tell a good, cohesive story the entire time, where they would rather lecture you on how it is to be black in the inner city instead of maybe giving you a hero's journey, where they would rather have you discuss LGBTQ-ness and a zombie apocalypse instead of, well, giving you a zombie apocalypse. Or better yet, constantly inundate you with just nonsense after nonsense when all you want is a crazy man in a box. All James Gunn did here with this interview is assure that Superman is now going to have to struggle even harder to break even, mainly because he just told everybody that disagrees with him on politics that they're jerks and to screw off.
Well,
Oh, that was dumb.
But that's just my take on all of this. Let me get your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Shout out friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.